Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over a full Google Ads tutorial on setting up a campaign in 2023, as well as a landing page that can convert those leads into actual paying customers. Okay, this is for any service business to generate leads. So if you're a plumber, electrician, junk removal, fence, construction, anything, this will work for you. Okay, you just plug in your ad copy and change up your landing pages to exactly how you want your business to be. Okay, so let's get started. I don't want to waste any more time. You're going to come to your Google Ads account and you're going to set up a new campaign. Make sure you set up expert mode when you actually set up your account. You need to have expert mode on and not a smart campaign. So new campaign. And I'm not going to explain exactly of why I choose things because I really want to get this video under 30 minutes long. So I'm just going to kind of spin through it. But we're going to generate leads in this campaign. It's going to be a search campaign. I'll explain this a little bit. So what search campaign means is you put in keywords so that when people search on Google or Google platforms such as YouTube, your ads will pop up. So say you're a plumber and you wanted your ads to show up for if someone searched up plumber near me. So you'd have plumber near me and as a keyword and it would trigger an ad. Okay, so that's pretty much search. And I don't select a goal unless you're doing only phone calls. Now, I don't suggest only doing a phone call campaign. However, if you are a plumber and you have emergency service, 100% set up a campaign just for emergency service. Or electrician, same thing, emergency. If you're a towing company, emergency, okay? Think about the intent behind of why someone's searching for you, and if it makes sense for a phone call campaign, do it. For a junk removal campaign, not necessarily doesn't make sense, but it could still work. I would just test both, okay? But in this, I'm not going to go over a phone call campaign. I'm going to do a regular website goal, okay? And I'm not going to go over website conversions. That'll just take like 10, 15 extra minutes, and I don't really want to make this long. I'll have another video on that if you guys would like. Leave it in the comments below. So name your campaign. I think I already have one like this. I'm just going to name it that and start new. Okay, now bidding, very important, okay? We always start off on maximize clicks for one reason. We want to gather as much data as fast as possible so then that we can use that data to actually optimize, okay? So we don't always leave it on maximize clicks. You don't want to leave it on maximize clicks forever, okay? You want to switch over to a target CPA so you can slowly start getting your cost per acquisition lower and lower, okay? But to right away, and you don't have any like background data, if you don't have a campaign already, you need data to actually optimize. So to add negative keywords, to add more keywords, to figure out your bidding and your cost per clicks and what you really want to put it, okay? There's a lot of things that you need data for to actually optimize, okay? So you're gonna clicks, that's recommended. And then your maximize click, I'm gonna show you how to change this and figure out a good cost per click to put this because you do not wanna leave this blank or Google will just bid the highest, okay? It will spend a lot of money to each keyword and click, okay? So search network and display network, simple example, search network, they're going to be cheaper leads, cheaper cost per clicks. However, the intent is not as much as on a Google search. Okay, so I've seen them work. I necessarily don't use them right away. If I see that search volume is not high in specific areas, I will test it. And if we have added budget that we want to spend, and we actually want to test things, I'll try it, but never display. Okay, never display for lead generation. Home service businesses. And then search network, I wouldn't test it right away. I mean, I'd really just stick to regular Google search. So that's that. Location, you're going to come here and click and enter another location. Now, a very important trick and tip that you need to do, okay? A lot of people don't do this. You don't want to target the whole Sacramento. So you don't want to target the 3.9 million, okay? You want to come here. You want to click Sacramento. Just do it for now so you can see the map. Come here. Sacramento, target, just so you can see the map. And then what you're going to want to do is show all areas, okay? So what this is you can target specific zip codes, and you're like thinking, why? I could just click Sacramento and target all of them. What this does is you can really see the data when it starts coming in, where the clicks and how much conversion cost and everything that's happening in those specific zip codes. So after enough data comes in that you can optimize, you can turn off certain zip codes and put more budget in the zip codes that are converting higher, okay? So I would take off Sacramento. So you'd come in here and you would go, look, 95814, Midtown, 95816. So what this does is you just do this all around, okay? And it really just allows you to see the exact conversions and everything that's happening in that zip code, okay? So how many clicks, everything. It's really beneficial that you do this. If you're targeting a huge area, then it's going to be very, very hard to do this, obviously. So you could just do, for example, if you really just wanted to see this, area like Midtown area, like in this little pocket, you could do the zip codes for that, and then you could search up, Fair Oaks. And even if you wanted to do that, that's at least something, okay? At least you're not targeting the whole Sacramento. Just target individual areas, not the whole thing, so you can see all the data. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? Second thing, location options is very important, okay? You want to click on this and you want to target presence, people in or regularly in your target locations. You don't want to target people in, regularly in, or who've shown interest in your target location. So this means they could be outside your location targeting and your ads could still show to them, okay? So you don't want that. And then you can leave this how it is. This makes sense. Languages, target what you want to target. Now, we don't use audience segments and target specific audiences for every single niche. It doesn't make sense for a lot of them. So for example, junk removal, everyone uses junk removal, okay? It's not really a specific audience that uses junk removal, and you're just going to miss out on search volume. We've tested this for some niches that can work. However, it just doesn't make an insane difference, okay? Especially when you're first starting out and you just want to gather data. As you go down the line, you can definitely test it out, but at first I would suggest not using audiences, okay? More settings, rotation, keep this on. Start and end dates, if you really want to test it just for a month, set your end date and start date. Ad schedule all day. Okay, this is very important. You do not want to have your ads running all the time unless you can answer the leads all the time, okay? Google is so expensive and you do not want to waste any lead, okay? You might think, oh, I have a website or a landing page that has a lead form that I can just wait and fill out, or people can fill out and I can respond in the morning. No, people who fill out lead forms expect you to respond right away or very quickly. So they're just going to go to different companies the more time that you don't respond, okay? So you're just wasting leads if you don't have someone responding to these leads right away, okay? Start and end dates, campaign URL options, just leave that. Keywords, so this is your first ad group, okay? So ad groups, I'm going to explain very quickly. Ad groups are your different services and your different locations, and it really makes sense because you want to keep your ad groups with your certain keywords and your certain relevant ads, okay? So ad groups, I'll explain very quickly, okay? So this is a junk removal client I'm running and managing their ads. I have 6 ad groups. So I have a furniture removal, hot tub removal, junk hauling, junk pickup, junk removal Sacramento. Now, this is very important that you space out these different ad groups, okay? So you don't want to have someone searching for furniture removal and an ad for hot tub removal pops up. And by organizing your ads and keywords into different ad groups, it really boosts 2 things, okay? Your click-through rate, which helps with quality score and really getting cheaper cost per clicks, and then also just conversion rates in general, okay? So if someone was going to look up furniture removal and a furniture removal ad came up first place, they would click on it and then they'd go to your landing page. And if your landing page is furniture removal, there's no reason why they should not convert, okay? Now, there's obviously some reasons why they should not convert. Maybe your landing page is not optimized, but that's what I'm trying to say, okay? You want to have everything organized. So let's say you're a plumber and you wanted to set up your campaign. Okay, let's do an example, plumber. So you would have a drain cleaning ad group. You would have a hydrojetting ad group. You would have a plumber ad group, just plumber. So all the general sources, someone just searches plumber, you would pop up for that, okay? You would have a plumber geolocation. So say you're in Sacramento, you'd have a plumber Sacramento, okay? It's very important that you space these out and organize them. So that's ad groups. So set up your ad group. I'm going to skip this. It'll take a long time. But I will explain keywords. So keywords, there's 3 match types. There's exact, phrase, and broad. Okay. Now Google had an update last year that was very, very important. It used to be when someone searches, let's say for example, an exact match. So exact match is a bracket. So what you do is you put plumber in here as a bracket, and this is an exact match. Okay. So this means it's the closest to a search that will pop up. So if someone searched plumber before the update, only plumber would really close to plumber would show up. Okay, that would only trigger your ads. Now it's intent based, so plumber can pop up for a lot of different things that not necessarily exactly plumber searched. Okay, so it could be plumbers, it could be plumber near me. There's a lot of things that can trigger your ads now with exact matches that used to not be able to. So a good practice that I use in all my campaigns to start, depending on the budget and how high cost per click the niche is. So for a lawyer, I necessarily wouldn't start off with this because I would not want to test and get that much random search volume. I would do 100% exact match, depending on the niche, okay? Now, if it's for like a junk remover, it's a little bit cheaper cost per click. I would do 75 to 80% exact keywords, and then I would do 25% phrase. Now, the phrase is really for keyword development and figuring out that what's out there, okay, that you're missing out on. And these also clicks are a lot cheaper. Okay, so now, for example, let's say we want to test a plumber phrase match keyword. Okay, so we would put it in like that, and this could pop up for a lot of different things. It's still intent based, but this can pop up for a lot that's not just searched plumber. Okay, so someone could search plumber services in my area. There's a lot of different searches that this could come up for. Okay, and it's really good for figuring out what else is out there and gathering search terms, maybe adding those as negative keywords or actually adding them as keywords. And then also just gathering leads that possibly you did not know about because you didn't have it directly keywords in your campaign or ad groups. Okay, I would not suggest doing broad in any circumstance, especially for lead gen. It's just too broad out there. Okay, here's your ads. So this is your bread and butter. First step, final URL. This is where they actually go to, where the client clicks and maybe it's sent to. So this should be a landing page. Okay, this should not be a website. If you only have a website, it's going to still work, but it's not going to convert as high. Okay, so what a landing page is, the big difference, that's what a landing page does. Okay, so that's why it's so important to categorize your ad groups so you can put specific landing pages for those ad groups. So for example, a furniture removal, okay, ad, you would have that go to a furniture removal landing page. So then when they clicked on the landing page, it's boom right there. Okay, so you really want to have this landing page directly to what the ad group is in. So for example, this is a landing page I built. It's really simple, and you want to make the landing page simple. It's not a 6-page, it's not any more than 1 page. Okay, it's very simple and makes the customer convert and take an action. So right away, call now for a free estimate. Change the number. I didn't want you guys to call. Fast and professional junk removal. Request estimate. Now lead forms. Some companies don't want lead forms, so I'll do it only for phone calls. But a lot of people like to fill out lead forms, so you always want to give them that option. But lead forms necessarily aren't as high quality as phone calls because you can't answer right away, obviously. But there's a lead form, how the service works. Just give them basic information so they can just take an action. Okay. Now save $20 when you call today. Another call to action. No job is too big, too small. Give us a call. Another call to action right here. Click to call. Okay, you really just want to give them call to actions. And that picture is messed up just because I haven't generated the mobile. But that's that. Landing page versus website. Okay, display path. This is what pops up right here after the URL. So you could do for a junk removal campaign, you could do Sacramento junk removal. Or a plumber, you could do Sacramento plumber. Okay, it's very important that you do that. It's just small things, that give more relevance to your ads. Okay, headlines, the most important part of your ad. Okay, so there's 2 things that you can do that are very important that I don't see a lot of people doing. Insertion. So if you click on a squiggly bracket, there's 3 different types of insertion. There's keyword insertion, countdown, and location. Okay, so keyword is one of the most important. So what keyword insertion actually does is it takes the keyword that the user searches up exactly. Okay, so for example, let's say they searched up for a plumber. Let's say plumber near me. Okay, so it would say plumber near me as the keyword. Okay, it would take one of those keywords and put it in the exact thing. Okay, so it's very important for click-through rate. And it's just really good for ad relevance. Okay, and then your default text is what happens if Google can't take the keyword that they searched up. Okay, so you would want to put plumber Sacramento or something very broad so you can still convert. Okay, and you would want to make this title case. Okay, always title case. And that's that. Okay, that's the first insertion. The second insertion that's very important is location. So you'd want to come here, another squiggly bracket, click location insertion. Now what the location insertion does is it takes where the user is searching from and puts it in here, which is awesome. Okay, so let's say for example they searched up from Sacramento. Sacramento would pop up. Okay, now what you want to do is have a default text, so if they can't take where they're from, you have a location already. So let's say, I would just put Sacramento because that's the biggest city that I'm targeting, but that's what I would do. But it would take exactly where they're searching from, which is amazing because it almost calls out to them. They're like, wow, that's very specific to where I am. I want to choose that. Okay, so those are both the insertions. And just some other tips for headlines: always capitalize everything. Okay, so it should be plumber Sacramento, not regular plumber Sacramento. Okay, you always want to capitalize all titles. And then a couple ways to stand out: use numbers, use percentages, use dollar signs. So you could do number 1 plumber Sacramento. You could do 100% free estimates. You could do same day service and same day estimate and service. Okay, there's a lot of different things for headlines. You can just test everything. That's the main thing you want to do, is just test, test, test. Now what this does, it's a responsive search ad. So what's going to do is going to take all these headlines and test out the best ones, and then just only use the best performing. Okay, like you see how this is changing, that's what it's going to do. So it's going to test different ones, and if you're really set in stone about having certain ones in place, maybe you're in a high cost per click like attorney, and you don't want to waste certain responsive search ad testing, you can pin. So you could do show only in position 1. So only this one is going to show right here. But this is going to not help your ad strength, but this doesn't necessarily matter. What really matters is that you get high click-through rates and conversions, okay, and actual return on investments. So don't focus too much on this, but you definitely want to fill out all your headlines, all your descriptions, and then I'll get into site links as well, but you just want to fill out everything, okay? Fill out all these, okay? Descriptions, just as important, it's the same thing. Just verify yourself, and really just go back on what you said in the headlines and explain, okay? So if free estimates, just say free estimates again and explain that, okay? You want to fill this out. Not necessarily it's going to show up to every single person, especially on mobile. They don't necessarily show all the descriptions, but on desktops they usually do, okay? Site links, very important. Okay, you need to be using site links, not necessarily just site links, more asset types. Okay, but site links 100%. So what this does, I'll show you. It shows an example right here. It's different links that you can show. So if you have a website, this works perfect because you can send them to different pages, or you can just create different landing pages and duplicate them, and then just change titles and certain things in there that are correlated to the exact search. Okay, so what they do is it pops up right under, and you could have, for example, you could do get free estimate. Okay, so if someone wanted to get a free estimate, they could click on this and it would take them to that page. Okay, and you could do the same thing. We could do reviews, how it works. Okay, so different things like that. I actually have in that junk removal campaign, I have get a free estimate, I have how it works, simple process. I have reviews, and then just view our crew, and it's pictures of the actual crew. Okay, so it's really simple, but these actually stand out a lot. And like it says, there's a certain percentage that it says that you'll actually get more click-through rates. I don't know where it is. Doesn't matter. Okay, it just gets a lot more higher click-through rate. Okay, that's what Google says, and it's definitely true. Some other things, you could do a call. So a call extension, I have these on every single one of my campaigns. It's really just a call. They can click to call right below, and it's pretty much that. It's just right there. Okay. I have that on a lot. Promotions, I have this on a lot too as well, because people just love getting a discount. Okay, I mean, who doesn't? Okay, and something you can even do. I know this is not necessarily the best marketing, but a lot of my clients just choose to do this. They choose just to charge a little bit more for people that come in from promotion, so it's pretty much the same price. So, for example, a junk removal client I have, he doesn't do this, but you can do $20 off same day service. Okay, so anyone who clicks on, oh, they're like, I want to do same day service, I might as well click this one because it's $20 off. Okay, so it's just certain incentives. Even if it's really cheap, people love seeing that stuff. So that's something you can do as well. Okay, so that's pretty much your ads. Okay, set up ads for all your different ad groups, and make them correlated to certain ad groups. So if you were doing a drain cleaning ad group, this would only be about drain cleaning. So that is keywords. Let's go next. Budget, this is very important. I'm going to show you how to figure out a good budget, but right now, Google is saying this is not necessarily all true. It's really about the keywords that you put in. So if you just click generate random keywords, this is going to show really high or really low. But especially for plumber, you need to be a lot more than $37. Okay. So just for now, I'm just going to click next. I'll show you how to change that and figure out a good budget. Okay, so it says your campaign is almost ready to publish. It's just going to make me go back and finish all the things that I didn't complete. I'm just going to do that off camera, and then I will come back once it's ready. Okay, so I just finished up publishing that campaign, and now we are on this dashboard. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to go off straight off the bat, and that is keywords. Click on keywords, and then come to negative keywords. So what negative keywords are, it's just the same as they have exact, phrase, and broad, but what negative keywords are is it stops searches from triggering your ads. Okay, so for example, let's come in here and let's say that these are just some that I do for all my clients. I do cheap. Okay, so price shopping keywords. So you do cheap. Now you can do this as exact match, phrase match, or broad, but I would do cheap, low cost, affordable. Now the trick is, even if you are affordable and you have it in your ad copy, which is a great keyword to have in your ad copy, you still want to target affordable because this user is intent based with just price shopping. Okay, so if someone who's just price shopping, you don't really want to target them, because even if they are searching for someone affordable, they're necessarily only basing their value on price. Okay, so that's just something we do. Another one, depending on the search volume, is just cost analysis in general. So prices, cost, just really, this kind of goes on to really price shopping. Just figuring out how it works with pricing and cost, and then how it works is another one. So it's about, so information, so about, how. These are just some things that convert a little bit less than, for example, plumber near me. Okay, so but that's negative keywords. You definitely want to have those, and as you get your campaign is running, you will see these search terms come in. And this is what you can actually add as negative keywords or add as keywords in general. And that will be very beneficial. The next thing is auction insights. You do have to have 10% impression share at least to actually view this, but it's really beneficial. You can see what competitors in your area, what their budget is, where you are on the page, so how much you're bidding, how much you're on top of the page. There's a lot of different things you can see. Okay, really beneficial there. Settings, let's see if there's anything in here. That's just your campaign settings. Ad schedule, we already went over that. Oh, a couple things. Devices. So this is really cool. You definitely want to come in here. This is what I do for all my campaigns. You want to down bid tablets 100%. It's just what you do. It's the Google Ads way. I don't know what happens to tablets, but their conversion rates are just really bad. Okay, so come in there, decrease that. And then once you can see is if traffic is really depends market to market and keywords. But if you see that mobile phones usually do convert a lot higher, then you can add bid adjustments. So you can come in here, and you can do increase 10%, 20%. Okay. So that's that. Locations, this is where you come in and you can see all your location data. So all those little spots that in the zip codes that you targeted will be here, which is awesome. And that's that. Oh, okay. Now we can go into finding out your cost per click and keyword planner. This is the best tool on Google Ad, in my opinion. Okay, so come to discover new keywords. And let's just do plumber as an example here. Okay, so this will do a keyword. This will give us a lot of relevant keywords and then also a lot of data. So it's just telling us, oh, we gotta make sure we're in Sacramento. Make sure, sometimes it changes even if you put your location. So make sure your location is right there, and then it's going to show you a lot of data. Okay, so all of this we can use to bid. Okay, so what I would do is my cost per click, I would just start really high and then slowly work your way down using the auction insights, and then just seeing exactly how much your cost per clicks are really coming in at. Okay, so what Google does is it's a penny auction. So you will win even if you are sent higher. Okay, you will go above them. Now there's a couple things that go into that as well. It's not just price, it's also your ad rank and quality score. Okay, so that quality score is three things. It's your expected click-through rate, it's your ad relevance, and it's your landing page experience. So those three things also help with getting cheaper clicks. So this data just helps you make an informed decision on an average price that you should put, and you'll always be changing that price. So what I would do is I would see 60, 79, 60. I would probably start this at 70. Okay, I would start this at $70 as my the maximum, and then just slowly work my way down or up as needed. Okay, and you will start to see on the auction insights really where you get seated and placed. So if your absolute top of the page is 10%, then you want to go more. Okay, it's really that simple. But you just need to test. Okay, everything is about testing, and this is also great to build out your ad groups. Use all these keywords and just figure out everything that you need. You can almost do with this keyword planner. Okay, what you can do is you come here, click on some of the keywords you'd like. So let's just do 2, and then let's make it exact match. We're going to create a plan. So this will actually show us a forecast of what we can expect. And then once you do here is you come to your forecast, and then you can toy with your average daily budget and add conversion metrics. So how much you convert once they click on your landing page, you can just put in and it will spit out some data. Okay, so you can play around with this and just get some average data. This is just averages. Okay, don't expect exactly this. But that's pretty much it. I think I went over everything. Landing pages, full Google Ads. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below.